Good afternoon, and welcome to the Daytona Blue Metallic Academy of Driving. My name is Micah, and I will be your instructor today. And the title of today's lesson is How Not to Make a U-Turn. I am not here to point fingers. I am not here to place blame. I'm simply sharing with you my observations, and I'm going to suggest a solution. That's it. Let's continue. I have diagrammed a general typical roadway scene in Houston where you have a large street that intersects at a smaller side street. The traffic on this side of the main street has the right of way when going through this intersection, right? And multiple cars can travel through that intersection, each in its own lane and each independently of one another. And that is possible because the rules of the road say that there is an imaginary line that is not painted in the intersection, but this magic invisible line represents a lane, and it is what allows these cars to travel through the intersection. Same thing happens on this side of the street. There is an imaginary line that runs through the intersection, and cars can travel independently of each other across the intersection. They have the right of way to do so. Simple enough, right? The same exact logic is applied to the traffic on the cross street. Now, this cross street has 2 lanes of traffic, but there's no lines on the road because there is usually curbside parking. And in some neighborhoods, especially smaller, older neighborhoods like in the Montrose, there's just enough room for one car at a time to pass between those vehicles parked on the street, right? When I reach the stop sign, I'm commanded to stop and heed the right of way. That's what a stop sign is all about. Stop and see who has the right of way and make sure that they have done their thing before you continue through the intersection. And that visible line allows us to cross unhindered through the intersection. Okay? They have a line, we have a line. Allow me to reset. Okay. I was sitting minding my own business the other day at the stop sign at an intersection of a small residential street and a larger boulevard style street. At the stop sign, I stopped. When I looked to my left, I saw a car. I paid it no mind because it was way down the street. Wasn't going to be interacting with me anytime soon. But I looked to my right, and I saw that there was a vehicle very slowly and very shiftily was coming down the street. And I got the impression it was like a delivery driver who was very lost, and he was spending more time looking at his phone than the road. Here's what he did. With no turn signal, he decided to execute a U-turn. And when he did so, he pulled into the median, the intersection, right about there. Now, as we discussed earlier, there's an invisible line represented by this bright orange twist tie that tells us that there are 2 lanes of travel. And guess what? Our U-turn guy is on the wrong side of the street. Wrong side of the street? Well, exactly. If I have the right of way and I'm allowed to enter the intersection, you can see that he's going the wrong way. And that's made even more obvious if a giant truck pulls into the intersection, because, hey, he has the right of way on that side of the street. Now, of course, what I witnessed was that the car that was on this side of the street was rapidly approaching and put on its left turn signal. At around the same time, a large SUV-shaped thing pulled out into the median, taking control of the intersection. And of course, what happened? Left turn guy tries to make a left turn. He can't see what's on the other side of giant Bigfoot. He meets Sharkmobile. What is wrong with this? Sharkmobile is in the wrong spot. Sharkmobile should be over here, because that is the correct path, lane, whatever you want to call it. That is the direction of travel. So, had delivery driver guy put his car here, this gentleman here could have easily made his left turn. He could have then completed his U-turn. This car could have taken control of the intersection. This car could have done whatever it was going to do, and then I could go through the intersection myself. So let's recap. The incorrect way of performing a U-turn is to turn here. Don't do that. Turn here. This allows traffic to flow. People who have the right of way can make left turns, and all is good with the world. I hope this has been an excellent use of your time. I have enjoyed explaining this to you. I apologize for the dry nature of the subject, but somebody had to say it. I am in pre-production for our next adventure. It is going to be a doozy, and I'll give you a little hint. Back to the Future. That's your hint. All right. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Drive on the right side of the road. Be good to each other. Fasten your seatbelts. Lock your doors. And don't talk to strangers. Until next time, this is Micah, signing off.